Hello, Emmanuel Church. Welcome to another episode of our Wednesday Words. I'm Steve Berneking, and I am really delighted to have joining me today Rabbi Randi Nagel from the Temple House of Israel. And we just wanted to spend a little time talking about what's coming up this weekend. And first, I want, Rabbi, if you would just say a little bit about yourself so people can have a better idea of who you are when they see you on Sunday morning.
Sure. Well, I'm really grateful to be able to join you at Sunday worship this Sunday. I wanted to introduce myself a little bit. My name is Randi Nagel. I have served as the rabbi at Temple House of Israel in Stanton since 2018. And I live in Richmond, Virginia, so I commute to Stanton. My husband is also a rabbi. He serves at Congregation Beth Ahaba here in Richmond, Virginia. And I have three teenage boys. So Daniel, who is 19, he's studying at the University of New Orleans. Lev, who is a sophomore at Godwin High School, and Ari, who is in 8th grade at Pocahontas Middle School. And I was ordained as a rabbi in 2004 from Hebrew Union College, Jewish Institute of Religion in Cincinnati, Ohio. And then upon ordination from rabbinical school, I moved to Baltimore, Maryland, where my husband served as a rabbi at a congregation there. And I served as a chaplain at Sinai Hospital and Northwest Hospital. And I loved that experience. And then in 2016, we moved to Richmond, Virginia, where we've never been happier. So it's really amazing. We love Virginia. I love the Shenandoah Valley. I love Stanton. It's my home away from home. And I'm just really grateful to be part of such a wonderful community.
Thanks very much. Nice introduction to some of the things you're about. So this weekend, as you all know, because I mentioned it several times in church now, is our Pulpit Swap. And we've done this at Emmanuel Episcopal for several years in the past. Obviously, we took a break for a few years. But Rabbi Randi and I, talking several months ago now, we hope to reinstitute this as a regular event. And I think, at least for me, it's an intentional choice. It's an intentional decision to connect these two congregations, these two traditions, because although distinct, sometimes I want us to remember that the distinctions are not as, say, great or insurmountable as we might first think. There are several points of contact, and I think this is our intentional choice to bring us together in this way, to swap the pulpits, right? Not swap the pulpits, I guess we swap the speakers in the pulpits, that's it. And I know, Randi, you and I have talked about this some in the past, and I just want to give you the time that you want to talk about some of the points of commonality and what that means to you to bring these traditions together.
Yeah, really, both of our buildings are so historic, so I wouldn't mind swapping the pulpits as well, because they're both quite beautiful.
Right.
But yeah, when we had met, I had mentioned that I do feel like Episcopalians and Reformed Jews have a lot in common. Clearly, there are some things that we do not have, we do not share. But what we do believe is in a faith, right, where everybody's welcome and just as they are. And I was actually looking at your website earlier, and I loved your vision statement where it said, you know, we feel obligated to strive for justice and peace and work to make the world a better place. And that's really what we're about at Temple House of Israel as well. So we both believe in a continuing covenant with God, where we really work to bring humanity together. And I think that we clearly, with the New Testament, we don't share that sacred scripture, but what we do share is the Tanakh, is the Bible, the Hebrew Bible, and it really serves as a source for, I think, all of our common beliefs and values. And I think it enables us to work towards public good. And I really think when we talk about study, I think that Jews and Episcopalians both really value education. I think there's a shared sense of study and education, both religious and secular education. And I think that is something that is very shared. And I really love that I was doing a little bit of research, and it talked about the Episcopal Church. And in 2021, they put out a Jewish Christian relations, and it was a theological and practical guidance for the Episcopal Church. And I really value that the church has really thought about this relationship between, the parishioners, parishioners of the Episcopal Church, as well as the congregants of Jewish synagogues. And that relationship is really valued and guided by being open and loving and accepting, and just I think talking about Reform Jewish values, in Hebrew we call it tikkun olam, repairing the world, or shleimut, making the world whole again. So these are all values that I find at Emmanuel and within the Episcopal Church, that when I walk in, I see that, you're serving those in need in the community. You're welcoming everybody, no matter what they wear, what they look like, or even what faith they practice. And I think that's something too that the synagogue and Reform Judaism strives for. So I really love that. I always feel comfortable with the Episcopalian tradition and faith, and have a couple really nice relationships here in Richmond with a couple Episcopalian priests, and really nice relationships. So I look forward to seeing everybody on Sunday at Emmanuel for worship. And I also want to invite everybody to Temple House of Israel on Saturday at 10 a.m. to come and celebrate Shabbat with us, and to hear Steve preach and give a sermon. So that would be lovely. And I know he would love to have a crowd cheering for him as well from the pews. So thank you for having me again. I look forward to seeing you all on Sunday.
Thanks for that, Rabbi. They hear me often enough, but I want to encourage all of you to come, not just to hear me, but to experience worship and the prayer book in the synagogue, and the centrality of opening the scripture. And that to me are very wonderful things that we have in common. So this is what you get to hear this weekend. I'll do my best to do that, and Randy will do a beautiful job doing that Sunday morning. So please, everyone, join us both Saturday morning and Sunday morning. It will be a really festive weekend in celebration of our two faith traditions coming together. So thank you, Rabbi, for these few minutes and bringing another episode of Wednesday Words to this community. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.